Hey, I'm Carlos Lago, and up next we're going to show you what you've been missing out on, daily fix on MotorTrend On Demand. For the past week, every day we've been taking you behind the scenes of MotorTrend's best driver's car, and this episode coming up after I'm done talking is going to show you what goes into making the world's greatest drag race. If you like what you see, go check out MotorTrendOnDemand.com. There's a free 30-day trial. If you don't like it, that's cool. Keep enjoying the stuff that we're uploading for free here on YouTube. Thanks and enjoy. Welcome to the final day of Best Driver's Car, but before we start talking about what we're going to be doing today, an update. We're back to small coffee cups, which is why I have two. I need to double fist it. And it's really hot, so I'm committing basically an affront to everything I know about men's fashion by rolling up my pants so I can get some more ventilation. Drastic times, drastic measures. We're back down in Southern California, in Irvine, at El Toro Marine Base, or at least what's left of it, for the world's greatest drag race. We've got 12 of the cars. I think we're up to 13 now because we have the Hellcat here for some reason. May go back down to 12. I don't know. But we're going to walk you through what goes into producing the world's greatest drag race, from car prep to the actual running of the event itself. So stay tuned.
Hi there. Willkommen zum großartigsten Gummiverbrenningsereignis des ganzen Universums.
There's a lot of very strange and interesting sights going on around the airbase of El Toro. If you look over here in the corner, what you can see is the rare MotorTrend host rehearsing his lines in German, strangely enough.
Willkommen zum großartigsten Gummiverbrenningsereignis.
It's a beautiful sight.
Ganzen Universum.
When you have 10 to 12 cars going as fast as they can down an old runway, you kick up a lot of dust and dirt and debris, and that can damage the front end of the cars from paint to windshield. So what we do with every car here is we wrap the entire front end of the car with a nice thick clear bra, including the windshield, to make sure that we do as little damage to the vehicles as possible because we run this race so many times. Hey, Levi.
Hey.
You are still not directing.
I'm still not directing.
But you're still creative director.
Yeah, I'm still creative director.
Even after all this.
I'll let you in a little secret.
Okay.
I make it all happen. If it wasn't for me, and I'm not even bragging, but if it wasn't for me, we'd still be at 198 right now.
Thank God.
Maybe at Laguna.
What's happening behind us?
Behind us, we're shooting beauties packages. They lit it for the drag race.
Yeah.
So they're shooting, I don't know, a handful of different shots. We got a jib set up, and we got Travis Labella, our DP, just slaying some shots right now.
Grabbing the broom?
Grabbing the broom. We're gonna swap out Viper for the R8. The plan for today is shoot the R8, the Viper, and the McLaren. I believe that's because those are like the three that they're going to discuss, or those are like the more key ones in the story, not necessarily the fastest ones.
They are, but are among the fastest.
They are among the fastest.
The funny thing though is, this happens every single drag race, every single time we do a world's greatest drag race. The cars that are the fastest are always the easiest ones to launch because they have the easiest launch control and the best acceleration. Whereas where Viper may be mid-pack this year, but still fast, there it goes. But the ones that tend to be harder to launch are the ones that are manual and don't have launch control. Right. And those are the ones that like the more experienced like drivers have to drive. Where meanwhile, the ones that are super easy, we can throw anybody in those. They can run 11-second quarter miles all day.
Right.
And I'm gonna be stuck in the Viper. Just watch.
He's bragging
Just
about
watch.
being a more experienced driver. We put him in the harder cars to drive because that means less takes, and the less takes we can do, the better. So we'll launch the cars like
a lot.
15, 20 times.
We'll do it many times. Yeah. World's greatest, also world's longest. Not because it goes long, but because it takes 8 hours.
But if we could nail it, if we had 2 perfect launches,
done.
We'd move on to the next thing.
And you may be wondering, why is the Viper so hard to launch in a drag race? Well, this particular one is meant for track use, so it's going to have, the tires on it are designed to work well on racetracks, not to work well for drag racing. And when you go like on the far end of the spectrum and really tailor down the duties of the tire, it makes it not so good at other things. On top of that, so you got a lot of rear tire, you have a lot of engine, and you got to finally do the launch thing, which we'll show on the in-car
Yeah.
and figure out how that works. Hopefully I don't mess it up too much.
Oh, hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's tricky. You got to nail it because I'll be the one counting down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And
That is how a countdown works.
That's exactly it. And you have to nail it, but so do the 11 other guys.
Yes.
And that's the trick,
Yes.
And it's sort of this
All
weird
at the same
reaction
time.
thing. So,
Yeah.
and we'll, someone will launch, inevitably someone will be texting. They're
Someone will be
just sitting there.
Snapchatting.
11 cars shoot off, and there's one just sitting there, and
But he'll have an awesome shot on Snapchat of 11 cars
taking off. Yeah.
and
As
then
he's like looking
really
at the
angry
dash.
radio
Yep.
communications happening next. Look forward to that. Hi there. Hi there.
You want the whole thing?
Yeah, I want the whole thing.
Oh.
It's fixed. Your collar's fine.
Hi there, willkommen zum großartigsten Gummiverbrennungsereignis des ganzen Universums.
One more time.
Hi there. Willkommen. Hang on.
Hi there. Welcome in
zum-
Zoos.
Not Zeus.
Hi there.
Hi
Hi
there.
there. Welcome in Zoom.
Me up.
Coming there, Brendan.
No. It's,
Hi there.
It's a großartigsten
Großartigsten
Gummiverbrennungsereignis.
Agnes.
Close. Des ganzen
Des ganzen
Universums.
Universums. Coming there, Brennan's.
Yeah.
Got it.
Hi there. Willkommen. Damn it. Hi there. Willkommen zum großartigsten Gummiver... Hi there. Damn it. That was even bad. Okay. Gummiverbrennungsereignis.
We're just about ready to get started with the drag race. I'm gonna hop in the Viper. As you can hear by all the fans running, it's really hot outside today, which is great because I get to wear this really nice and warm suit. It's gonna keep me extra toasty. But we're about ready to get started, so I'm gonna hop in the car right now and we'll see you inside of it, maybe, in the GoPro. That sounds like a good idea.
This is the world's greatest drag race 6.
All right, drivers ready. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And in 3, 2, 1, go. Mercedes is sucking it.
Throw some wheel spinning first. That was fun. Run number 6.
So much difficulty right now.
So as these Kumos get some heat in them, the core temps come up, and I can rev it out to about 3,500 RPM. It's getting a little bit more aggressive on each run. I'm getting some wheel spin, of course, the higher I take it, but these tires, I can really drive through the spin and pedal out exactly as much as I need without losing too much speed. I'm gauging my speed off here.
Is that ready? We can enter now. Good. We're not ready. The thing's not accepting launch control. Just have to drive it and cool it down or something.
Go for it.
British cars with their fancy electronics need cooling down. This Viper's keeps running.
All right, trying to launch the cars. The McLaren is not going into launch control mode. The remedy for not going into launch control mode is just to drive around for some reason. No one knows why that works, but it works every time.
It's like blowing in the cartridge.
It's like blowing in the cartridge of an NES. But we're doing good. This will take like 15. Just kidding.
it all myself. I'll have to do a really deliberate shift on 2 to 3. It doesn't like doing that at high R's. 4 to 5 is also the same way, but I really don't need to be going into 5. I'm just doing that for fun. 5 is pretty tall too. The revs take a very noticeable nosedive on the 5th gear shift. I'm also kissing the limiter in 1st gear, frustratingly so. You know, even though this tack is digital, it still seems to be slow, which is kind of frustrating. So I got to get out of 1st a little bit faster. You know, maybe I could also use that limiter kiss as a way to, you know, get into 2nd when I put on the floor, but that's a little daring and kind of rough on the drive line. This transmission's already got some issues going in reverse. I don't really want to add more to it.
3, 2, 1, go! Got McLaren's not going.
I think I found part of the problem. You really got to stand on the brake pedal.
Also, it's really hot outside and in here. This says 92. Another car out there. Another car was saying 103. I've got a nice racing suit on, which is insulating me and keeping me in, making tracking more great. And this Viper's got a big greenhouse. It's letting a lot of sun in. Great. And I got to turn off the AC to do acceleration to keep the point in time, which is great. Everything's great. Also, I got a big old wing hanging off the back of this thing, slowing me down. Also great. I got a big old splitter on the front of this thing, also slowing me down. Also great. This car was not built for drag racing, and yet here we are, drag racing. Great. This Viper's getting pretty unhappy going into 2nd and 3rd.
Go! Looks pretty good. 3, 2, 1, go! Good.
Viper's 2nd gear is getting quite crunchy. The more we do this, the crunchier it gets. It's an FYI.
Thank you. We're waiting for it to go. Getting everyone set. We're not. It's not a car launching it correctly. It's a person doing it. So our last round, the R8 didn't go, and I don't know. I'm over it. I'm over it. M4 was behind on that one. Everyone else seemed to launch pretty good, but we'll see who could see it or not. Hey, midfield cameras, how much could you see the M4 behind? Did it look good or could you not tell? All right, let's move cameras down to finish line.
Run number 14, maybe. Run number N.
Let me know when FS is up.
Run number N+1. Well, the transmission isn't happy, so I'm having to be deliberate on the upshifts. Wait for the synchros to allow it into 2 and 3. Once I confirm it's in gear, then I can release the clutch and re-engage power. But that takes precious time off the acceleration.
Set. All right, driver's ready.
Here we go.
Roll camera and sound. setting up for some POVs. So I'm putting the GoPro on the Porsche. Porsche is going to be ahead of the car next to it, so you want it to look back. So I'm trying to sort that out right now. Right now we're setting up for Johnny's in-car. We just shot Jason, so we got Ben miking up the engine, and also he's mic'd up Johnny, and then we're rigging a camera inside. So it's kind of a conversation between Johnny and Jason, and they'll just be running through how the drag race is going.
Take 27,000. I don't know anymore.
"23 takes. That's exactly what the world's greatest drag race requires from each car. That's a lot of abuse for these cars, but they made it through without problem. Now we're off to do the photo shoot for the cover for the issue that this will all be appearing in. So why don't you come join us? It'll be fun.
All right, right now we're setting up to shoot the cover for the MotorTrend Best Drivers car. We're circling all the cars up. There's an X, and we're gonna put the drone in the air and shoot straight down. We did this last year for the subscriber cover, but it wasn't on the newsstand. This year we're gonna do that, and we're gonna change it up a little bit. So make sure you check out the BDC MotorTrend cover to see what we did. Should be pretty awesome.
No pressure. Just like $1 million a car looking right back at us. No pressure at all.
Here's what you missed last week on Daily Fix, exclusively on MotorTrend On Demand. Best Drivers Car Spectacular. We're going to show you behind the scenes of what goes into making this event.
I'm a huge fan of this tire. It's part of the reason the Viper ACR works so well.
Today we're actually doing the evaluations up Highway 198. Wow, this is a loud car. I love it. I'm Carlos Lago, and if you didn't watch last week's Daily Fix, you should do that now. It's exclusive on MotorTrend On Demand.